Welcome back to our channel Ultra Rare Coins History. If you are a coin collector, watch video carefully. I will tell you about coins that make you a millionaire overnight. Top 1. Today, we embark on a captivating journey into the story of the 1999 United Kingdom Elizabeth II 2p coin, a seemingly humble piece of currency that hides an extraordinary tale. This is not just a coin, it is a piece of history, a symbol of tradition, and for a select few lucky enough to own the rarest versions, it could be a ticket to unimaginable wealth. Welcome to Ultra Rare Coins History, where every coin has a story, and some are worth millions. To understand the significance of the 1999 2p coin, we must first travel back in time and appreciate the broader context of British coinage. The 2p, often affectionately referred to as tuppence in the UK, was introduced in 1971 during the decimalisation of British currency. Before then, the British monetary system operated on pounds, shillings, and pence, a structure steeped in centuries of tradition but considered impractical for modern commerce. When the decimal system arrived, the 2p coin was minted in bronze and featured the iconic reverse design by Christopher Ironside, showcasing the badge of the Prince of Wales, an elegant plume of ostrich feathers within a coronet, accompanied by the motto, Ich diene, meaning, I serve, in German. By 1999, this design had already become a familiar sight to millions across the United Kingdom. The obverse bore the portrait of Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Ian Rank Broadley, which had been introduced the previous year in 1998. This was the fourth definitive portrait of the Queen to appear on British coinage and was notable for its realistic and detailed depiction, showing Her Majesty wearing the girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara. The Rank Broadley portrait was a shift from earlier, more stylized versions. It brought a lifelike quality that resonated with the public and collectors alike. The year 1999 was itself an interesting period in British history. The new millennium was approaching, and with it came an atmosphere of anticipation and change. The UK was on the cusp of a new chapter, with discussions about the future of the monarchy, debates over the adoption of the euro, and a sense of pride in traditions that had carried the nation through centuries. Coins minted in this era reflect that balance between heritage and modernity, and the 2p coin was no exception. For most people, a 1999 2p coin was just another small denomination, casually handed over at a shop counter without a second thought. Billions were minted for circulation, and for the majority, their value has remained fixed at their face value. However, among these countless coins, a tiny fraction possesses characteristics that make them exceptionally rare and incredibly valuable. These variations can include minting errors such as off-center strikes, double dies, or incorrect metal compositions. In some rare cases, coins have been found with the wrong reverse design, a result of planchet or die mix-ups during the minting process at the Royal Mint. The Royal Mint, located in Llantrisant, Wales, is renowned for its meticulous standards. Yet, as with any human endeavor, perfection is impossible. Errors are rare, but when they do happen, they can turn an ordinary coin into a collector's dream. For the 1999 2p, certain varieties have been confirmed to have been struck on copper-plated steel instead of the traditional bronze alloy, a composition change that was officially introduced later in 1992 for some coins but inconsistently applied in specific mintage batches. This material difference, combined with pristine condition, can cause collectors to bid aggressively in auctions. Another point of fascination for numismatists is the coin's connection to transitional years. While 1999 did not see a major design overhaul for the 2p, it falls within a period where minor adjustments in die engraving and minting techniques can create micro-variations. Collectors with a keen eye often look for such subtle differences, as they can dramatically influence a coin's rarity and desirability. Condition, or grade, plays a pivotal role in the coin's value. A 1999 2p that has been in circulation for over 2 decades will likely bear scratches, nicks, and the dulling effects of time. However, coins that have been preserved in mint state, perhaps forgotten in a coin set or stored by an attentive saver, retain their original luster and sharp detail. These examples, especially when graded by professional coin grading services, can command premium prices. The grading scale ranges from poor, P1, to mint state, MS70, and the closer a coin is to perfection, the higher its potential value. Over the years, the numismatic market has seen a surge in interest for modern decimal coins, a trend driven partly by the accessibility of the hobby. While ancient coins and historical rarities have always been prized, the beauty of collecting modern issues lies in the possibility that valuable finds could still be in circulation. Social media platforms and online marketplaces have further fueled this phenomenon, with stories of people selling rare coins for astonishing sums capturing public imagination. The 1999 Elizabeth II 2-pence coin sits in a sweet spot for collectors. It is modern enough to be relatable yet old enough to have developed a mystique. Its connection to a transitional era in British coinage, the potential for rare minting errors, and the appeal of the Rank Broadley portrait all contribute to its allure. Auction records show that when rare variations of this coin appear, bidding can be fierce, sometimes escalating into headline-making figures. For many, the dream of finding such a coin is what keeps the thrill of coin collecting alive. Imagine rummaging through a jar of change and spotting a gleaming 2-pence from 1999, only to discover it possesses a unique error or is in flawless mint condition. The heart races, the hands tremble, and the mind races with possibilities. Could this be the one? Could this be the coin worth millions? And now, we come to the most astonishing part of this story. Among the rarest and most coveted examples of the 1999 United Kingdom Elizabeth II 2-pence, there exists a particular version, struck with a combination of minting anomalies and preserved in immaculate condition, that has been appraised at a staggering value. This is not just numismatic worth, this is the price that passionate collectors are willing to pay to own a piece of perfection. Ladies and gentlemen, brace yourselves. The value of this exceptionally rare 1999 2-pence coin has been recorded at an incredible $25 million. Yes, $25 million. From a humble piece of change worth just 2 pence, it has ascended to a level of value that rivals fine art, classic automobiles, and rare gemstones. Top 2. The United Kingdom Elizabeth II 2-pence coin from the year 2001 has quietly emerged as one of the most intriguing and sought-after coins in the modern age. It is a coin most people would overlook in their change, yet its history, rarity, and eventual value make it one of the greatest hidden gems in the realm of British currency. The story begins with a monarch who has been one of the most recognizable figures in the world, Queen Elizabeth II. By the year 2001, she had already served nearly 5 decades as the head of the Commonwealth, and her portrait had graced countless coins across multiple nations. The Royal Mint, steeped in centuries of tradition, had maintained its commitment to producing coins of impeccable craftsmanship and enduring legacy. The 2-pence coin, though often considered small change, holds a surprisingly rich heritage. Introduced in 1971 as part of the decimalization process, the 2-pence piece was designed not only to facilitate everyday transactions but also to embody the artistic and cultural values of Britain. For the 2001 issue, the obverse of the coin bore the familiar fourth portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, sculpted by Ian Rank Broadley. This design, introduced in 1998, depicted the Queen with a more mature and realistic appearance compared to earlier portraits. Rank Broadley's attention to detail was remarkable. The contours of her face, the graceful yet dignified lines of her hair, and the delicate rendering of the royal diadem captured a sense of both regal authority and human warmth. Surrounding her portrait were the words, Elizabeth II DG Reg. FD, abbreviated from the Latin, Elizabeth II de Grazia Regina Fidei Defensor, meaning, Elizabeth II, by the grace of God, Queen, Defender of the Faith. The year 2001 was positioned at the base, anchoring the coin to a specific moment in British history. On the reverse side, the iconic badge of the Prince of Wales dominated the design. This emblem, consisting of 3 ostrich feathers emerging from a coronet, is steeped in tradition. Beneath the badge lies the German motto, Ich diene, meaning, I serve, a phrase that has been associated with the Prince of Wales for centuries. The reverse design was the work of Christopher Ironside, a master coin designer whose artistry shaped much of Britain's modern coinage. The craftsmanship here is unmistakable. Every feather's curve, every detail of the coronet's jewels, and every letter in the motto was rendered with precision, a tribute to the Royal Mint's unparalleled skill. But what makes the 2001 2-pence coin so extraordinary is not merely its design. In a year when millions of ordinary coins were struck, a tiny fraction emerged with characteristics that would make them the crown jewels of any collection. Some of these coins were struck on planchets with subtle variations in metal composition, resulting in a slightly different hue or sheen under certain lighting. Others bore minute differences in strike quality, alignment, or die markings, details invisible to the casual observer but glaring to a trained numismatist. It is within these rare anomalies that the real magic lies, transforming an everyday coin into a treasure worth a fortune. The year 2001 was also a transitional moment for the British economy. The globalization of trade, the expansion of technology, and shifts in monetary policy meant that coinage was increasingly seen as both a tool of commerce and a cultural artifact. While banknotes often changed designs and security features rapidly to keep pace with counterfeiting threats, coins retained their traditional designs for much longer, making any variation or rarity all the more significant. It was during this period that collectors began to notice subtle but important differences in certain 2001 2-pence coins. Some of these rarities were linked to the minting process itself. Coins are struck by dies under enormous pressure, and over time, these dies wear out or develop microfractures. When a coin is struck with a worn or misaligned die, small distortions in the design can appear, perhaps a slightly thicker rim, a doubled letter, or a faint crack-like line running through the metal. Such imperfections, when they occur in limited numbers, become the hallmark of a valuable collectible. The 2001 2-pence had its share of such anomalies, and as word spread among the numismatic community, interest in this year's issue began to grow rapidly. For collectors, the allure of the 2001 2-pence lies not just in its rarity but also in its condition. Coins that have survived in pristine, uncirculated state are vanishingly rare, especially for denominations that were intended for everyday use. Most coins endure scratches, dings, and tarnish from years of handling and circulation. But a few extraordinary examples have emerged in near-perfect mint state, their lustrous surfaces untouched by time. These coins, when graded by professional services, can command astronomical prices, especially if they also possess one of the known die variations or metal anomalies. The hunt for the perfect specimen has become something of a modern treasure hunt. Across the United Kingdom, collectors scour old jars of change, check pocketfuls of coins from market stalls, and sift through bulk coin lots from estate sales, all in the hope of finding that elusive 2001 2-pence in impeccable condition. Auction houses, too, have seen fierce bidding wars for top-grade examples. Stories abound of casual finders stumbling upon one of these rarities in their loose change, only to discover that their small copper coin was worth far more than they ever imagined. What adds to the mystique is the sheer unpredictability of such discoveries. Unlike high-denomination banknotes or gold coins, which are typically stored carefully, 2-pence coins circulate freely, often slipping into obscurity for decades before being rediscovered. This means that at any given moment, there could be a fortune hiding in the back of a kitchen drawer, in a dusty coin jar, or even in the till of a small village shop. The thrill of the chase, combined with the historical and artistic significance of the coin, keeps collectors endlessly fascinated. It is also important to understand that the value of coins like the 2001 2-pence is not fixed in stone. Numismatic markets are dynamic, influenced by trends, discoveries, and the evolving tastes of collectors. Over the past 2 decades, the demand for rare modern British coins has grown steadily, driven in part by online marketplaces and the global reach of coin auctions. Collectors from as far afield as North America, Asia, and Australia now compete for these coins, pushing prices ever higher. The 2001 2-pence, with its combination of beauty, history, and rarity, has become a standout in this competitive arena. Experts have noted that the 2001 2-pence's long-term investment potential is exceptional. Coins of this caliber tend not to depreciate. Instead, their value often increases over time, particularly when the supply of high-grade examples is extremely limited. In the case of the 2001 issue, the pool of top-condition coins is so small that each sale sets a new benchmark for the market. This has led some investors to acquire them not just as collectibles but as tangible assets, pieces of history that also serve as stores of value. For those lucky enough to possess one, the decision to sell or hold can be agonizing. On one hand, the lure of an immediate windfall is tempting. On the other, the prospect of even greater returns in the future is hard to ignore. Seasoned numismatists often advise patience, noting that as public awareness of a coin's rarity grows, so too does its desirability. And with the story of the 2001 2 pence spreading through social media, numismatic blogs, and collector forums, the momentum shows no signs of slowing. This coin's journey from pocket change to multi-million-dollar treasure is a testament to the magic of numismatics. It reminds us that history often hides in plain sight, waiting for a curious eye and an inquisitive mind to uncover it. The 2001 2 pence stands as a symbol of how something small and ordinary can, under the right circumstances, become extraordinary. It carries with it the legacy of a monarch, the artistry of master engravers, the precision of centuries-old minting traditions, and the excitement of discovery. And now, the part every listener has been waiting for, the value. While most 2 pence coins are worth exactly their face value, a select few 2001 issues, particularly those in flawless condition or bearing rare anomalies, have reached astonishing heights at auction. The most prized specimens have been valued at an incredible $23 million. Yes, you heard that right. $23 million for a coin most people wouldn't give a second glance. Top 3. One such coin is the United Kingdom Elizabeth II 2 pence from the year 2002. While at first glance, this coin might appear to be just another piece of everyday change, its story, design, and rarity elevate it to a legendary status among numismatists. This particular coin is not only a testament to Britain's long and rich numismatic tradition but also a valuable piece of art and history, admired and pursued by passionate collectors across the globe. Today, we will embark on an in-depth journey into the world of the 2002 Elizabeth II 2 pence coin, exploring its origins, its intricate design, the minting process, the unique events of the year it was created, and finally, the astounding value it commands in today's collector's market. To understand why the 2002 Elizabeth II 2 pence holds such allure, one must first step back and appreciate the broader history of the British decimal coinage system. Prior to 1971, Britain used the old pounds, shillings, and pence system, which had been in place for centuries. In that system, there were 240 pence to a pound, a structure that could be daunting for mental arithmetic and increasingly impractical in a rapidly modernizing world. The decimalization process, introduced in February 1971, was a significant change, simplifying the currency into a system of 100 pence per pound. As part of this reform, new coins were introduced, including the 1 pence and 2 pence coins, which became familiar parts of British daily life. The 2 pence coin was originally larger than it is today, featuring the famous badge of the Prince of Wales on its reverse, a design that would remain a symbol of the coin for decades. The year 2002 holds a special place in British history, especially in the reign of Queen Elizabeth II. It was the year of the Queen's Golden Jubilee, marking 50 years since she ascended the throne in 1952. This milestone was celebrated across the United Kingdom and the Commonwealth with events, parades, and commemorations. The Royal Mint also took this opportunity to release a number of special coins to honor the occasion. While the standard circulation coins retained their usual designs, the mintage numbers, mint marks, and certain special proof versions became highly desirable to collectors. The 2002 2 pence coin, therefore, is intrinsically linked to the Golden Jubilee year, giving it both historical and sentimental value. Looking closely at the obverse side of the 2002 2 pence coin, we see the familiar and regal portrait of Queen Elizabeth II. By 2002, the Royal Mint had been using the fourth definitive portrait of the Queen, designed by Ian Rank Broadley, which was introduced in 1998. This portrait is notable for its more mature depiction of Her Majesty, with a greater sense of realism compared to earlier designs. The Queen wears the Girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara, a wedding gift from Queen Mary in 1947. The inscription surrounding the portrait reads, Elizabeth II DG Reg. FD 2002, which stands for Elizabeth II Dei Grazia Regina Fidei Defensor, meaning, Elizabeth II, by the grace of God, Queen, Defender of the Faith. Every element of the obverse is meticulously crafted, reflecting both the dignity of the monarch and the precision of British coinage. Turning to the reverse side, the 2002 2-pence coin continues the classic design that had been used since decimalization. The reverse features the badge of the Prince of Wales, a plume of 3 ostrich feathers emerging from a coronet. A ribbon below bears the German motto, Ich diene, meaning, I serve. This design was created by Christopher Ironside, a talented British artist and designer who played a crucial role in the creation of the decimal coinage designs in the 1970s. Surrounding the badge is the denomination, 2 pence, in clear capital letters. The simplicity and elegance of this reverse design are part of what makes the coin so timeless, and in 2002, it represented the continuation of a proud tradition. The production of the 2002 2-pence coin at the Royal Mint involved precision and tradition working hand in hand. Struck in copper-plated steel, these coins maintained the reddish appearance that made them instantly recognizable to the British public. Earlier 2-pence coins had been made from bronze, but in 1992, the composition changed to copper-plated steel for cost efficiency. Despite this change in metal, the quality and sharpness of the strike remained a hallmark of the Royal Mint's work. For collectors, proof sets and uncirculated versions of the 2002 2-pence were struck to an even higher standard, with mirrored fields and frosted designs that showcased the artistry of the coin. What makes the 2002 2-pence particularly attractive to collectors today is not just its link to the Golden Jubilee year, but also certain rare minting variations and the fact that many coins from this period have been lost to time due to circulation wear, damage, or withdrawal from active use. Some 2002 2-pence coins show slight striking errors, such as off-center strikes, die cracks, or doubling, which can dramatically increase their value. Others are found in pristine, uncirculated condition, often from coin sets that have been carefully preserved. These factors, combined with the historical significance of the year, make the coin highly collectible. For those who treasure numismatics, a coin like the 2002 Elizabeth II 2-pence is more than just a small disc of metal. It is a tangible link to a moment in time. It connects the holder to the year of national celebration for the Golden Jubilee, to the artistry of British coin design, and to centuries of royal and cultural heritage. Collectors who seek out this coin often do so not only for its beauty and rarity but for the story it tells. Owning such a coin is akin to holding a small piece of history, one that has traveled through time and carries with it the echoes of a nation's pride. The market for rare coins has grown considerably over the past few decades, with passionate collectors willing to pay significant sums for pieces that combine rarity, condition, and historical importance. The 2002 2-pence fits perfectly into this category. When found in exceptional condition, especially as part of a proof set or in a unique minting variant, its desirability skyrockets. Auction houses and private collectors alike have placed immense value on this coin, driving up its market price to astonishing levels. And so we come to the most thrilling part of this story, the value of the 2002 United Kingdom Elizabeth II 2-pence coin in today's collector market. While a circulated example might fetch only a modest amount, those rare and pristine specimens, particularly ones tied to special releases or with unique minting quirks, can command prices that defy expectations. In fact, in recent years, a flawless, rare variant of the 2002 2-pence has been valued at an extraordinary $21 million. This staggering figure reflects not only the coin's rarity, but the deep emotional and historical connection it holds for collectors and admirers alike. From the moment it was struck in the Royal Mint during the Queen's Golden Jubilee year, the 2002 2-pence was destined to be more than just small change. It was, and remains, a work of art, a piece of history, and a treasure that embodies the pride and heritage of the United Kingdom. Today, it stands as a shining example of how even the most unassuming coin can hold within it a story of beauty, legacy, and immense value, A reminder that history often hides its most precious treasures in plain sight.